Goatwood Lore Chapter 3. If Goatwood went into the Ringed City Part 2. After defeating the twin demons, Goatwood flew to the Ringed City, sensing the path with his balls. When he got there, he was greeted with a Judicator, trying to shoot him with fake arrows. Goatwood had to quickly show him who's the boss, and threw him with his balls, knocking him down instantly. Nothing noteworthy happened until he saw Midir. This is the dragon Cinder told me to get watered by. I'll water him with my nuts, Goatwood said. Goatwood went behind Midir and threw a ball on his head to make him turn. When Midir turned, he was greeted with Goatwood's body crashing with him, specifically with the frontal nuts. Suck these nuts, Goatwood, Goatwood said as he crashed with Midir. Midir had no option but to bite Goatwood's nuts, which bursted them inside his mouth.
Bro.
They both fell into the arena, having acquired a dangerous injury each. The result was hard to predict until Greatwood used his head nuts to replace his frontal nuts, effectively healing himself. Midir watched as his efforts went into dust and got mad. Then the fight started. Greatwood started by throwing two balls towards Midir. Midir tried burning them before they could reach him, but his fire breath was interrupted by the liquid that got stuck in its mouth, so he took a lot of hits. Midir stopped playing and started using his laser attacks to cut through everything in its path, but Greatwood skillfully dodged them with his flying abilities. To counter that, Midir used homing. Right, Greatwood's flying. Anyway, to counter that, Midir used homing humanity to follow Greatwood around. Although the humanity didn't hit Greatwood, but it forced him into a corner where Midir could land an attack. Midir burnt all of Greatwood's nuts except for the one hidden behind him. As a last resort, Greatwood did the strongest fighting technique known to cats, sitting on its back. This way Midir can't hit his last ball, no damage, nor damage him in any way. This was Midir's prediction of Greatwood's plan. He's now thinking the strategy is simple: to try and heal my nuts, similar to what I did before. I know that Midir will interrupt me, but eventually he will get tired. After 3 whole days of Greatwood healing his nuts and Midir bursting them instantly, Midir had gotten tired and decided to do something else, to pretend that he is tired, to trick Greatwood into standing, then using all of his strength at once to attack him from all sides. Both sides implemented their plans. The win was for the smartest one of them. Greatwood fully healed and stood, thinking that Midir was truly tired. But he was surprised to see Midir ambush him with humanity from his back. Now Greatwood can't use the same strategy. He then started charging his laser combo. When this attack starts, you will be part of the past, Midir said. Yes, you are right. When it goes, I will surely die. But you have to worry about what's above you first, Goatwood said as 30,000 balls started falling. I've been secretly preparing these balls by linking my roots to the floor, into the walls, to the ceiling. Cover the entire arena with balls you can't dodge, Goatwood said while laughing. When Midir saw this, he decided to aim his laser beam above him to destroy all the balls at once. But as he was doing that, Goatwood jumped on him, delivering a deadly punch to his face, knocking him down and riposting with his fist, killing the dragon that was later known as Nuts Eater Midir.
Greatwood riposte.
Chapter 3 complete.
So wait, why
I
can
told you this
Greatwood
ball was
fly?
fire. If his balls don't quit it.
Alright. I'll
I
believe
told you told you the lore was peak. Chapter 4. The Greatwood lore. Greatwood went into the Ringed City Part 3. After defeating Midir, Greatwood used his roots to consume his powers, hoping to find his cure, but unfortunately, he only got a new skill of walking backwards that Midir has seen countless times. He then flew out of the arena to continue his search for a cure. He didn't know I was that funny.
it's peak.
the skill to walk backwards. Anyway, Greatwood found a church that was blocking what seemed to be important, so he used his balls to wide open the entrance of Judicator Argo, which started yapping for no reason. Argo, foolishness. Greatwood, chill, bro. Argo, the king's decree is no trifling matter. Your posture is definitely not either. You're starting to get very annoying. Can you please shut up, Judicator? I, Judicator Argo, shall deliver thee justice. Greatwood, you, Judicator Argo, shall suck these nuts. Greatwood threw a huge ball inside Argo's mouth, effectively shutting it, preventing Half-Light from spawning at all.
Bro.
But the fainting guardian still spawned, and Greatwood mistook it for a napkin, so he used it to wipe and clean himself, which killed the poor guardian.
Bro, what?
What the fuck is this? I've forgotten most of these. Greatwood climbed to Eleanor's room and stick his hands inside it and accidentally touched her egg, which took him to the future that he created. At the end of the world, seemingly everything has died. Greatwood ventured and found a poor little guy asking for help. The Red Hood has come to eat us. Greatwood was shocked. The Red Hood is the slave that told him that his cure can be found at the Red City. Was it all his plan? When he went closer, he found the Red Hood, Gale, which he mistook for his Red Hood Planeten slave. I see you have grown stronger, Greatwood said. Give me your soul, you dark soul, Gale said as he threw a dead body on Greatwood, which was deflected with a ball from him, and thus the fight began. Unlike Midir, Gale had no effective method to deal with Greatwood, so he just got absolutely destroyed by Greatwood's balls until he started bleeding. Ah, is this the dark blood? Gale said as he acquired new powers suitable for the fight with Greatwood. When Greatwood saw this, he figured that the dark blood must be his cure, and that his slave beat him to it. So he got serious and started trying. The second phase of the fight started with Gale throwing a lot of arrows on Greatwood as he was running at him. Avoiding the arrows was easy for Greatwood with his flying abilities, which he used to stay high in the air, throwing his balls. I couldn't write the word throw. I was writing through.
You're running through?
I was really bad.
T-H-E-R-W?
R throw is THROW. Yeah. I was writing through THROU.
Oh.
I have to correct these mistakes in real time. It's so hard. Throwing balls on Gale, who had no method of getting up to him. Gale tried to dodge, but eventually he got hit multiple times. He couldn't stand the embarrassment of the situation, so he started crying. Deep within him, he found a new ability to teleport, which he used to teleport behind Greatwood and burst his back nut before falling. Greatwood was mad, really mad, so he stopped playing around and got down to the ground, where he healed his back nut before grabbing Gale with both his hands and started squeezing him as hard as he can. Gale used his teleport at the last second to avoid death, and did something strange. He dug underground where Greatwood can't easily hit him. So Greatwood used his bot slam to uncover the ash and hit Gale, but that was Gale's plan from the very beginning. After the bot slam, the entire floor under him shattered, revealing a huge hole that Gale has prepared. When Greatwood fell, he was surrounded by countless hollows that had teamed up on him. Multiple Judicators spread from all sides, multiple lizard pyromancers who were hiding up to cover and build at the ceiling using the rock pyromancy, which also froze Greatwood's hair knots that he uses to heal himself and attack. And Gale had healed with the help of 20 painting guardians. The bad things that Greatwood had done resulted in this situation. All his enemies cooperated to defeat him. The place was too short for him to stand. The floor was covered with spikes to prevent him from laying on the ground, similar to what he had done against Midir. Greatwood had no way of using any of his powers. They really thought with everything. Gale started talking to Greatwood and said, "You are about to die, but I will still tell you how we learned all of this about you. We were stalking you ever since you entered the Drake Heap. We have heard about your coming from your slaves that betrayed you. We watched you closely, learning everything about you. Every sacrifice that has been made was in the sake of preparing this plan. All your acts that you did were the reason of your death. Blame no one but yourself." Any last words? Greatwood started laughing and said, he didn't laugh like this. Anyway, I didn't think I'd have
Alright.
to use this move. I've been saving this for my encounter with Cinder, but surviving now is more important. His back was spread open as he was speaking, revealing a gigantic ball that has been growing inside him for months. He fully inserted the ball that was as big as him into the hole and said, "This ball will explode, destroying everything in a 10 kilometers radius. I'm not stuck here with you. You're stuck here with me."
Small
"Wait!"
country level
Gil
attack.
said. Yeah, Gil said. Gil said, "If you explode this here, you will die with us." Kratos told Gil to check his pocket. Gil did and screamed, "Where is my painting piece?" Kratos said, "My slaves have been spying on the entire world for centuries now. We know about your painting piece you used to teleport into the painting world. When I grabbed you earlier, I took it in case I need it. My knowledge far exceeds this of yours. You made your biggest mistake the moment you decided to fight me." Kratos went into the painted world as the ball was about to explode. They all gave up and accepted their fate, except Gad, who teleported and touched the painting piece after Greatwood had teleported, and his allies were all killed and buried in their own trap. When Gale got to the other side, Greatwood was ready for him to deliver the greatest punch ever known, knocking Gale down once and for all. Greatwood took Gale's body to consume the dark blood, which was the cure he was searching for, but it will take a while to take effect. Greatwood questioned himself. How do I go home? Chapter 4 complete.
Chapter 4 complete. Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he's gonna survive. Like, how is he gonna get out of the painted world? You know, he can't use bonfires.
I know, it's so
I'm trying to hook you.
so much suspense. Is there a chapter 5?
Oh, we're about to start it. What do you think? How's Greatwood getting out?
He's gonna find Frida and ask her, I don't know.
Alright.
Or wait, maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Greatwood Lore, Chapter 5. Greatwood went into the painted world of Ariandel. After escaping the ultimate knot using the painting piece from Gale, Greatwood found himself inside the painted world of Ariandel, with no way of going back home. So he did the one. He's still fighting this thing. How long is this attempt?
Well, this
I
is
lost.
the second or third attempt. I think it's the
See,
second. It's the second attempt.
alright.
Yeah, this is gonna be in the kill. Great with Lori.
Right, with no way of going back home. So he did the logical thing to ask around. Greatwood isn't known here, so if he just acts like a nice guy, they will happily answer him. Greatwood started exploring, but he couldn't fly because it was too cold. His balls were almost froze. So,
Nerfed
so he
Greatwood.
had to walk. So he had to walk. He found a living tree similar to him, so he asked it how to go home. The tree responded by trying to burn Greatwood, which helped him fly. So he mistook the attack for help. He then flew as far as he can, only to hit his head in the sky, realizing he's surrounded by a huge box in a limited world. Greatwood started worrying about the possibility that he will get stuck forever, so he decided to fly and search for a spot that looks special. He might find the answer there. He found a big church. He flew towards it, but he got calls from all all of his flying. So he fell on the bridge, which broke it. But luckily, he rolled onto the church entrance. Wilhelm greeted him with, "I've seen these balls time and time again. Every fleeing ball must be caught. Every ball must be unearthed, such as the ball of the self-proclaimed seeker of balls. But in the end, like the balls, for the agony you will bring upon your balls." Greatwood, I would normally fill
No!
your mouth.
I died. No.
Alright, this helps get the freakiness out of the worker.
God damn it.
Right.
I don't want to do this again.
Torture. Greatwood, I would normally fill your mouth with balls, but I am trying to be nice today. I'll give you another chance at looking at my balls. When Verlaine saw the balls with an open mind, he was amazed by how magnificent they were. He told him, "These balls, I've never seen anything like them. Please let me take a closer look. I'll do anything you want." What the fuck is this? What is this? Right, Gertrude said, "Tell me how to get out of this world, Wilhelm. Ask Freda. She's the ruler of this world. Now let me look at the balls." Gertrude, no. Wilhelm got depressed and decided to kill himself. The fuck?
That's the best part.
Gertrude, Gertrude got into the church, and Freda told him, "Return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place of belonging." Gertrude, what are you talking about? Talk like everyone does here. Freda, return from whence thou freaky camest, for that is thy place of warning. Gertrude, I see you are trying to insult me. Listen, you little bitch. You either tell me how? I can't write anyway. You either tell me how to go home, or you die. Choose wisely. Freda, how dare you call me a bitch? I'll cut you in half and make paper out of you, to draw myself killing you again. Greatwood, where did your fancy English go, huh? You aren't you aren't that tough in the end. Freda said nothing and started attacking. She did an ice bath to freeze Greatwood's balls, but Greatwood tanked it like a champ and didn't even get scratched. Freda realized that she is probably dead. Greatwood grabbed Freda and squeezed her by breaking her legs and hands. Now she can't do anything. How do I get out? Freda, I don't know. Greatwood threw her on the floor before grabbing her again to repeating, "How do I get out?" Freda, I don't know. Greatwood threw her on the table this time, breaking her back. He grabbed her and repeated, "How do I get out?" Freda, I don't. Greatwood had enough, so he rained on her with his paw, threw her everywhere, knocked her on the tables, on the torches, and on every breakable thing in the arena. Everything broke, including all of her bones. Greatwood kept healing her with his infinite life energy, just before she dies to ask her again. And she finally answered, "You have to kill me. The escape portal will open. I was afraid of death earlier, so I didn't tell you. But death is better than this torture. Please end me." Greatwood didn't hesitate to break her neck, killing her in the process. After all, he has no heart. Father Ariandel saw this. He was trained to only act when Freda dies, so he used his power to revive her. When Freda was revived, she started laughing. "You fool! This was my plan from the very beginning. I had to make sure you kill me so I can be revived. Now with the power of Father Ariandel, we will defeat you." Father Ariandel started attacking with his ball charge, but Greatwood simply took the ball from him. Ariandel said, "Bruh, bruh, how?" Greatwood used the ball to smash Ariandel's head, which killed him instantly. Then he returned to Freda and said, "You said I have to kill you?" Freda gave up as Greatwood threw her inside the flaming ball to make sure she dies. As Freda started burning, she awakened a strange power, the power of black flame and red flame, reviving her once again, this time much stronger. Using the specs, she was able to summon the Demon Prince.
What?
Greatwood, the demons? But I killed you both, Demon Prince. You killed my brother from below. When one of us dies, the other awakens his true power. You left before I could revive myself. You told my brother that you will make him feel pain from below. I will revenge him and break your wood from below for balls to grow so that I can burst them. Well, right after saying that, the demon prince slammed the ground as hard as he can, which broke the floor. They all fell to the Great Tinder's arena, and so Greatwood found himself fighting the ultimate gang. Demon Prince and champions Grave Tinder and Grave Tinder's Great Wolf and Black and Red Flame Freda and four random wolves. Greatwood tried flying, but it was too cold. Before he could move, Freda casted an ice pack to freeze his leg, sticking it to the ground. The Demon Prince used this chance to throw fireballs on Greatwood's hand knot, bursting it instantly. Greatwood catched the lava from the attack to heat up his leg, which freed him. The Great Dwarf surprised Greatwood with an attack from his behind, which broke the back knot. Greatwood did a common strategy in gang fights, to kill the weakest first, to focus on the stronger ones. So he grabbed the Grave Tinder and threw him away. The wolf quickly catched the Grave Tinder before it could be eliminated. Greatwood is in a bad situation. He's he's being attacked by multiple enemies at the same time. He tried to do a balls rain, but his enemies were too fast to get caught by it.
Oh.
Eventually, all of his balls bursted but two, the shoulder ball and the crotch ball. The demon prince launched at him to burst the crotch ball. As Greatwood felt the end close, with no time to heal, he felt something lingering inside him. Third hand has awakened, which allowed Greatwood to slap the demon prince away from him. He used his new hand to do a stronger butt slam, which filled a big area with goo that deflected the ranged attacks, buying him some time to stand up and use the momentum to do the ultimate balls rain. This balls rain covered the entire arena, so all of his enemies had no option but to go under the ceiling that was held by the pillars. Fleetwood masterfully manipulated them exactly where he wanted, as he started using all of his three hands to snap a pillar and use it to destroy the rest of the pillars. The ceiling fell on top of all of them, and if it wasn't enough, Fleetwood stomped with his body on them to make sure they'd all die. But he felt a strange motion under the ruins. The great wolf charged as hard as he can through the pile of rocks, with the great tinder riding him into Greatwood's crotch, ball bursting it. Greatwood only has one ball left, his shoulder ball. Greatwood saw the ball that had fell from the church and put it on his shoulder ball to shield it. Greatwood had no method to catch up to Great Wolf's speed. He had to get creative. He took the pillar from earlier and stood up to fight like a true warrior. Everything the Great Wolf tried to get, every time the Great Wolf tried to get closer, Greatwood would swing the pillar at him. The fight was reaching a stalemate until the Great Wolf decided to take a risk. He charged at Greatwood and barely dodged his pillar. He climbed Greatwood's using his claws, dodging the balls that Greatwood was throwing on him. And right before that, and right before the Great Wolf could wipe the ball, Greatwood grabbed his tail with his third hand. The Grave Tinder didn't give up and jumped off of the Great Wolf's neck to reach the ball, hitting it as hard as he can and removing the ball. But Greatwood didn't let him fall peacefully. He slapped him in the air so hard that he dug a hole with his body, then pinned the Great Wolf and threw it upwards before punching it in the stomach. The fight seemed to be over, but Greatwood saw a golden line shine under the ruins. Freda was alive and used her last power to heal who hadn't died already. Greatwood stomped on her and killed her, but it was too late. The Great Wolf and the Grave Tinder had been healed. The Demon Prince was already dead, so he wasn't healed. Now Greatwood had to defeat who had remained again. This time, the Great Wolf acquired the power to ice breathe, which he used to freeze Greatwood's legs, similar to what Freda had done. Greatwood knew what was coming, so he grabbed balls from his head and threw them at the Great Wolf. This time his balls had tracking, so dodging them was harder, but the Great Wolf was way too fast for it, and Greatwood had no method to defend himself. Before the Great Wolf could reach Greatwood threw two balls into the sky. It appeared to Great Wolf that Greatwood missed, so he used his chance and bursted the last ball that Greatwood had, and Greatwood was killed. The Great
Wow.
Wolf started celebrating and sat down to rest. The Grave Tender was proud of his big boy, but before they could truly celebrate, the ball that Greatwood had threw earlier fell on the Great Wolf's neck, breaking it and killing him. The second ball fell in Greatwood's crotch, replacing the old balls, effectively reviving him. You lost the moment you decided to fight me, Greatwood said as he fully healed, before approaching the Grave Tender and grabbing him. Please don't kill me, I'll do anything you want, Tinder said. I have a deal for you. I'll revive your dog and keep you alive if you agree to be my slave. You will train the wolf to follow my orders, but in case you ever decided to betray me, I will plant a ball inside your dog's brain that I can explode whenever I want, Greatwood said. The Grave Tender agreed, and Greatwood was revived and added to the Greatwood team. Now Greatwood is ready to take revenge from Cinder.
Is that the end of
Chapter
the chapter?
complete.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Peak fiction.
It's peak fiction. The final battle.
Let's see what I cooked, because I forgot a lot. Greatwood Lord, Chapter 6, The Pool of Blood and Balls. After Greatwood proved dominance over the Painted World, killed Freda, a portal back to the Drake Heap opened. From there, Greatwood flew back to the cairn of the First Flame with his dog and dog expert. Before taking on the soul of Cinder for revenge, Greatwood decided to go back and practice taming the wolf to become the new master. They lived together, ate from the same good food, because this person can't write anyway, from the same food, slept under one ceiling, and got to know each other. Greatwood has never had any friend in his life, as he looks down on other people all the time. But after fighting to the death with the Great Wolf and the Grave Tender, he was able to think from their perspective and understand them more. They became more than just a team. The Grave Tender would ride the Great Wolf, and the Great Wolf would ride Greatwood. After the cure to Greatwood's sickness.
That's peak.
That's so awesome. Yeah. Greatwood's sickness has fully taken effect. What? Greatwood's sickness has fully taken effect. Oh, after the cure to Greatwood's sickness has fully taken effect, Greatwood was ready to take his revenge from the Soul of Cinder. When Greatwood arrived, he slowly approached the entrance as he felt strong, unusual winds. The closer to Cinder he got, the stronger the wind became. Great Wolf, I can smell 3 of them. Greatwood, 3? I thought Cinder was a lonely, disgusting piece of shit that no one would ever want to hang out with. Greatwood, I heard that you... I heard that you... Wait. Greatwood, who said that? Oh, I skipped the line. That's why I was confused.
Oh.
Graftinder secretly tells the Great Wolf. Is he describing himself? Greatwood, I heard that, you pantless little shit. They were about to start fighting until a huge chicken looked at them from above the walls.
Oh.
Quack! Quack! Chicken said. Cinder, what does that mean, son? Traitors! The nameless king replied.
No!
Greatwood.
Oh my god.
No.
Dude.
How are you doing? It's what?
I don't know, bro. It's
Is
too
the
hard.
Lord that is the Lord that intense? You need to focus.
Yeah, yeah.
Traitors, the nameless king replied. Greatwood, your stupid jokes ruined our epic stealth mission. Grave Tinder, I bet they already smelled your stinky balls anyway. Great Wolf, stop fighting. This visitor has a dangerous smell. If we don't take this seriously, we will lose this fight. It's all just Great Wolf, Great Tinder, Great Wood. It's confusing to me. I should have named him better.
It's all G's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great wolf, great wood.
Are you also getting confused, or is it just me?
I mean, I
Mm,
think I'm good.
alright.
Yeah.
Gatewood jumped into the arena and spread his goo, but Cinder used Force, and the Nameless King grabbed his chicken and used wind attacks too. This person can't fight, anyway. And they both deflected the goo out of the arena. The Great Wolf charged the chicken, but it flew before he could grab it. Cinder switched to Mage and started to shoot them while the Nameless King was throwing lightning at the same time. They were barely able to dodge them, and Greatwood was flying to dodge the attacks. Cinder noticed that and started casting ice attacks to freeze Greatwood's paws to prevent him from flying. Greatwood, how did you know about my weakness, Cinder? I have 69 intelligence. If you want to improve, here is a soul stream. Cinder simply blocked the Cinder simply blocked the attacks since Cinder can't harm Greatwood with his normal attacks.
Wait, what?
Guys, wait.
Wait, did Greatwood block the soul stream?
I think I wrote Cinder instead of Greatwood at the start.
Okay, okay.
Greatwood simply blocked the attacks since Cinder can't harm Greatwood his normal attacks. Cinder was blocked during this moment, so Grave Tinder took the chance to attack Cinder until he staggered. In this moment, Greatwood made up for his lack of flying by throwing the Great Wolf at the chicken very quickly that it had no chance to dodge it, using his claws and jaws to target the neck, killing the squishy chicken. The nameless king lost balance and fell off into Greatwood's hands, but before he could squeeze him to death, Cinder stood and pulled a whip to pull out the nameless king.
Cinder
Nameless
has
king
a
has
whip
a
now? Nice.
yeah. It's already too late. I've planted a ball inside his brain. Once it fully grows, it will burst and kill him, Greatwood said. Cinder got very serious and said, the ball is made from your vines, then I will kill you to stop the energy from growing the ball. Great Wolf tried to take this moment. Great Wolf tried to take this moment, but the nameless king slammed the ground so hard which made the dust cover their view. All what they could see was a huge ice cloud forming above them. Before they could figure it out, Cinder threw a magma shower which melted the ice, creating a huge lake that covered the entire arena. And since Greatwood is wood, he couldn't dive to fight Cinder, who was ready to deliver
Oh my god.
backshots from underneath Greatwood. Great Cinder was drowning, and the nameless king was offering support from above, since he can fly using his wind control. The situation looked hopeless, until they all realized that the Great Wolf was missing. Wolves are very good at swimming, which is a crucial detail that Cinder didn't account for. So now he had an advantage over Cinder. But this priority, but his priority was to save Grave Tinder before everything. So after yeah, so after I need a break. Where am I? Right. So after handing Greatwood the Great Tinder, the Great Wolf started destroying. I should have named them better. Oh my god. After handing Greatwood the Great Tinder, the Great. Right. The Great Wolf started destroying Cinder, who couldn't keep up with his speed. The Nameless King, on the other hand, was trying to shoot lightning on the lake to instantly electrify everything in it, but Greatwood was deflecting all of them by throwing balls. Suddenly, the advantage shifted towards the Greatwood trio, as Greatwood started covering the entire lake with balls to block Cinder's vision, who had no time to cast any spells that could help him escape the situation. Greatwood decided to end this with his special attack. He opened his back and started preparing the ultimate knot. And now that he has the cure, he can tank his own explosion. He called Great Wolf to hide inside him, inside his opened back, and put Grave Tinder there as well before closing it. Greatwood said, I spent 5 months charging this explosion. You have 3 minutes before the explosion happens, and I am only telling you this. Watch you suffer while trying to find a solution. My revenge journey has come to an end. Cinder said to himself, the wolf is no longer attacking, so I can move. But what is there to do? Nameless King, I can already feel the ball inside my head growing bigger and bigger. Death, death is the end of all living creatures, and even you will eventually die. A warrior is remembered by the way he dies, not how he lived. My life has been very pointless and desperate. No one remembers my name, not even me. Everything I've done had no impact on the world, but to stop you is to save the world from the tyrant that has been terrifying the whole world. The excuse of finding a cure was enough to allow yourself to bring agony upon the Red City. Just to go home, you had to kill multiple innocent creatures, when all what you have to do is kill Freda to open the portal, then revive her after you leave. No matter how much you try, you are bound to stay lonely. The revenge you are seeking was only caused by my father protecting himself from a traitor. Stopping you is the only hope for humanity and life as a whole, even if it means sacrificing myself. As Nameless King was saying this, he used wind power to lift the ultimate knot and go away with it. 3 minutes were more than enough for him to go far enough to save his father. Cinder watched his son sacrificing himself for him when he couldn't do anything to save him. The anger, the sadness, the grief was too much for him to witness at once. When he saw the ball explode in the horizon, he only had one thing to throw at his anger at. Greatwood. Cinder awakened his wind form, and the heat of the flaming sword evaporated the lake, and the balls that fell were deflected by Cinder. Greatwood quickly released Great Wolf and Great Cinder. As he knew what was coming, Cinder jumped on Greatwood and bursted his shoulder bone. Great Wolf tried to attack, but Cinder started a wombo combo that prevented him from getting closer. Greatwood was forced to back into the corner, where Cinder got closer and closer until the wombo combo was guaranteed to hit. The Grave Tinter saw this and knew he could do something, but he wasn't sure what to do. His friends were in trouble, and their life was more important to him than and their life was more important to him than his. So he charged Cinder's wombo combo and let his instincts control him. Cinder started the wombo combo, and what looked to him like suicide soon made him amazed, as the Grave Tinder was able to strafe the wombo combo and hit his back before the explosion. Cinder tried the wombo combo again, but Grave Tinder just strafed it again. Cinder tried other attacks, but Grave Tinder was able to strafe everything with his instincts. Grave Tinder had to be aggressive, and rolled wasted time that he could use to attack, so he didn't even roll. Greatwood and Great Wolf were just watching. Words couldn't express what they were seeing. If they tried to help, they would only make it harder for Grave Tinder. The fight went on. Cinder couldn't land a single attack, but he had a brilliant idea. Since he isn't rolling, I can take that to my advantage, but I need to do it secretly, Cinder said to himself. Cinder started doing a specific sequence of moves to move himself into a specific part of the arena without anyone noticing. Eventually, he reached his destination. Cinder did a wombo combo, and Grave Tinder started strafing as usual, but he felt something strange. He was
Oh
running,
my god.
but his body wouldn't move. Cinder said, victorious, "Say hello to Clyde!" Grave Tinder was hit by the wombo combo from start to finish. When
Damn,
Great
gank
Wolf
fight.
saw this, hmm?
Gank fight.
Yeah.
He got ganked by Clyde.
When Great Wolf saw this, he rushed to help his friend. He managed to rescue him before the explosion, but it was already too late. The Grave Tinder had died. Great Wolf, revive him! Revive him, please! Great Wolf, Great Wolf. I'm too exhausted from the ultimate not to do that. If we win, I can consume Cinder's power and use it to revive him. Cinder, this is how you killed my son in front of me in the name of revenge. Unlike you, no one is gonna revive him for me. But that doesn't matter, since I will kill Greatwood before he does. The Great Wolf developed hatred that he has never felt before. Using this anger, he was able to use his ice breath, which he used to freeze everything on the floor, making the ground slippery. Greatwood used a bunch of balls to block the ice, so he had enough room to not freeze. Great Wolf crushed Cinder in this frozen ground that he is used to. Using his insane speed, he was able to dodge Cinder's attacks with his charge, and Cinder was on the defensive. Gatewood would throw balls at him during this time, which would successfully hit Cinder sometimes. Slowly but surely, Cinder was going to lose if things continue like this. Cinder started to calm down. He had to calmly think to figure out a solution. He got a brilliant idea to switch back to spear mode. The spear is long, making it easier to catch the Great Wolf, although it's not as strong, but it's better than not hitting him at all. And he secretly equipped the pyromancy flame in his left hand. The Great Wolf used all what he had to force Cinder into a corner. "You can't escape now," Great Wolf said as he started an ice breath that Cinder can't dodge. Great Wolf felt like something wasn't quite right. Great Wood felt like something wasn't quite right. He could feel something in his balls telling him to be careful. Greatwood said, "Great Wolf, run!" Great Wolf, "I have him cornered. This is my only chance." Great Wolf wasn't able to finish the sentence because Cinder's spear went through his head. Greatwood, "Great Wolf, how did you walk through the ice?" Cinder, "I cast immolation and used the heat to melt the ice before it could hit me. A very easy situation for an expert pyromancer. Now that you are alone, I can easily destroy you, like I did last time." Cinder took a lot of damage in that fight, from all the attacks that he had taken, to immolation, which burnt his pyromancy hand, making him unable to cast any spell. One more hit and he is dead, but he didn't leave that thought slow him down. He just has he just has to not get hit, so he switched to Gwyn mode again and rushed Greatwood, who still can't fly. Greatwood tried to run, but he only cornered himself, and Cinder jumped him to burst his balls. Greatwood's attacks were easily blocked by Cinder's greatsword. Eventually, all of Greatwood's balls were busted, and only his crotch ball was left. And after Greatwood got cornered by Cinder, with no defense to use since not even his wood can protect him from Cinder's overwhelming power, Cinder did the final jump towards the last ball. But he felt something strange. He was jumping towards Greatwood, but his body wouldn't move. Greatwood said, "Say hello to Clyde!" Cinder missed
Oh
the
my
attack
god.
and was lined up perfectly in front of Greatwood, who for the first time in the fight brought out his third hand, which he used to crush Cinder into the ground, where he was able to unarm him from his devastating changing sword and threw it away before squeezing Cinder to death.
Ultimate plot
After
twist.
that, the After that, Greatwood looked at Great Wolf and Great Cinder, thinking if it was really worth it at the end to make them suffer just for his useless revenge. He consumed Cinder and went to revive his friends, but the hatred he absorbed within Cinder was enough to prevent him from using that power again. He did get revenge, but he was only left with a broken heart. Then he remembered what the Nameless King said to him: "No matter how much you try, you are bound to stay lonely." He took the corpses of his friends and turned to the undead settlement, where he will sit and question his actions until the end of the world. That is his curse.